This video will be on what happens when you plug your iPod in, how to sync your iPod, and how to eject or disconnect your iPod correctly. So, you have iTunes open. You are going to plug your iPod in now. Again, the battery will appear on the iPod and it'll say slide to unlock. If you have an iPod Touch or an iPhone, you do not have to slide to unlock. Then under devices, your iPod will appear, and then the various screens. Generally you'll start in the summary screen, and the various screens for setting preferences, which we set in the previous video. Remember, you can check for updates, but it's done automatically. And never use restore, never use restore unless you want to erase your entire iPod. Down here you have the capacity of the iPod and how much is filled and what type of file is there. I have mostly audio with 440 songs, or mostly podcast files, a little video, purple, some applications in green, and some other in orange. So I'm about a little more than half full. Now I know that I possibly have some podcasts that will sync, but I'm just going to go to podcasts and get a podcast that has, I know, has a it needs to be refreshed to thing. Oh yeah, here we go. Stuff you should know. So I'm going to add these two or three podcasts. Notice orange arrows over here, and in downloads the shows are loading simultaneously because I have simultaneous downloads checked. It'll do a maximum of 3 at a time, and you can see this happens very quickly. Now the download window stops its thing, its little progress bar. All the podcasts are done. So I go back to my device, and since I have it set manually, I have to click on sync. When you click on sync, the iPod will light up saying sync in progress, and then you'll see a progress bar over here, and it'll tell you it's syncing, backing up, syncing applications, and then syncing the files. Since I just have a few files, it will take a very short time. Oh, it says 7 files. I just got 3. So I must have had 4 more files I didn't realize I had. So it syncs the files. You'll see a progress arrow spinning here as it syncs the file, as well as progress up here in the progress bar window. When you're done, it'll say iPod sync is complete, OK to disconnect, and the little progress arrow will stop. The OK to disconnect is not quite true, because if you yank out the cord of the iPod or disconnect the iPod from the other end, it'll say you've disconnected it incorrectly. So what you want to do is you want to eject using the eject button. You click on that and the device will disappear. Before I do that, I'm just going to show you that I have synced correctly. Click on the drop down arrow. You'll see a list of what you have on the iPod. If I go to iPodcasts, you can see it has my podcasts, including the new ones I got from Stuff You Should Know. But it's grayed out. That means you can't really play them from the iPod itself. But since they're identical to the podcast ones, you can play them from here because they're in black. So now I'm going to eject the eject the iPod, click on eject, the device disappears, and now it's safe to disconnect.